Hey everyone, Andy Stickle here, and today I'm going to teach you how to become an influencer on social media. And there's a few reasons that you want to become an influencer on social media. First of all, it is the absolute best form of marketing that you can do. I've said that about a few other things before, but I think that becoming an influencer is now my absolute favorite style of marketing. And I know this because I have slowly been making myself an influencer, and it has had an amazing impact on my business. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm not Kim Kardashian and I don't have 5 billion followers, and that's fine. You don't need to be Kim Kardashian and you don't need 5 billion followers. In fact, I only have about 250 members in my Facebook group right now. And the amazing part is that although my numbers are low, and I don't know, 250, you could say that's low or that's high, but the reality is that I'm targeting lawyers, and I've got 250 lawyers that are following me, that are watching my videos, that are getting a lot of value out of the content that I'm creating. And when they see the value that I'm creating and the value that I'm giving them, they're looking at me as the authority. And as a result, I've had about 15, maybe even 20 attorneys reach out and say, hey, Andy, you're doing a great job with the marketing, with the videos, and I find everything really informative. I'd be really interested in having you do my marketing for me. And that's kind of an effect that I've had where I really haven't even been looking to grow my marketing agency. I just kind of wanted to put value out there. But that's the impact of being an authority. Once you're an authority, then people will actually view you as the authority on the subject, and they'll reach out to you. And I have, it's actually really interesting. My entire career, I've always been kind of selling people on why they should hire me. I'm actually having people that are kind of selling themselves to why I should work with them. And that's the transformation that becoming an authority in your niche can have. And today I'm going to teach you exactly how I did it. It's super simple and anybody can do it. And I'm going to show you right now. So the first thing you need to do before you can become an authority on social media is you need to build a few different assets. So the first step is gathering the required assets, and I'm just going to write that right here. So now there's only a few assets that you're going to need. The first asset that you're going to need is going to be an ebook. And let me write this here. Now, for the ebook, I don't want you to freak out. I'm not going to ask you to write a book. I'm going to ask you to write a blog post that's maybe 500, 600, 700 words long. And I want you to take that blog post and I want you to go to the website Fiverr.com, and I want you to type in ebook designer. And you're going to find somebody on there that will take your Word document that you send them and create an ebook. And it looks awesome. It costs you maybe 20 bucks. Now, a lot of people kind of wonder or struggle with what should the ebook be about? And that's going to be very important because you have to remember this ebook is going to be the main source that's going to initially get people to join your group and to follow you and to look at you as an authority. So it has to be on a subject that people are going to find interesting. Now, the easiest way to do this that I've found is to create what's called an ask campaign. That's ask, A-S-K, as in ask a question. Now, let me give you an example. When I started my Facebook group, I was under the assumption that attorneys wanted to learn about SEO and web design and different things like that. However, after talking to lawyers and finding out what their needs are and kind of what they actually want to learn about, I learned that I was totally wrong. Most of them want to learn about social media. They want to learn how to use Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all the other ones, Alexa skills and all the new stuff that's coming out. They want to learn how to use that for their marketing. Now, you're going to find that same thing out about your clients. Now, how do you figure out what your clients are looking for? You do what's called an ask campaign. And basically what that means is you ask. All you do is ask your current clients, ask past clients. If you actually have a Facebook group, you can ask them. But all you do is you say, hey, listen, I'm going to be creating some content that I want to provide value to as many people out there as possible. When you came to me, what was your number one question about, and then whatever your practice area is. So what was your number one practice area about what was your number one question about divorce? Or what was your number one question about car accidents? Or what was your number one question about estate planning or bankruptcy or criminal defense or DUI or whatever it was? And what you're going to find out is that what you think your clients are looking for, or what potential clients are looking for, might not necessarily be exactly what they're looking for. So after you survey the people, and you don't need a lot of people, I usually try to ask 20 to 30 people, you're gonna get a recurring answer. For me, it was social media. So I knew, okay, social media is where I need to go with this. So for you, it might be, if you're a DUI attorney, it might be, how do I keep my driver's license after a DUI? Or how do I make sure that I don't lose my car insurance? Or how do I make sure that my DUI doesn't go on my record so that I don't lose my job and I don't get a criminal record? You're gonna find all these things, and you may have a good idea of the first question that your clients usually ask you. So, because I mean, you're an attorney and you talk to them all the time. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find out that topic, and you're gonna write an ebook on it. Now, the ebook, I find typically list formats work better, and you see these all the time. If you go to the website BuzzFeed.com, you're gonna see 13 reasons that you need to go to Applebee's tonight, or different things like that. So what you can do is you can write an ebook that follows that format. So write your blog post, maybe 4 things to do following a motorcycle accident, or 3 ways to avoid losing your driver's license following a DUI, something like that. 6 ways. We actually did an ebook one time. It was great. It worked really well. It was 13 ways children benefit from divorce, and something controversial like that, because people look at that, they're like, children benefit from divorce, doesn't make sense. That ebook was actually very successful. So go ahead and steal that from me if you're a family law attorney. So you're going to create this ebook, and you're going to go to Fiverr.com. You're going to have it created. They're going to send you a very well-designed PDF version of your ebook. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put that on a landing page. But before you do that, you need to create a group on Facebook. So the reason you're going to create a group, I'm going to write group. The reason you're going to create a group instead of just a traditional fan page is because I'm sure you've heard recently that Facebook has changed their algorithms. Now, most of you have a personal page and you have a page for your law firm, so that's a business page, but you don't have a group. Now, the problem with the personal page is that Facebook recently changed their algorithm. And actually, really organic reach has been down for a while, but Facebook made it so that if you want any visibility whatsoever from your Facebook page, you're going to have to pay for it. They've made it so we're seeing engagement rates of somewhere around maybe 0.5%, which is just horrible. Nobody's going to see anything like that. However, with my group, every post I put up, I get engagement rate of anywhere from 35 to 75%, which is way better. Now, the other thing is that your Facebook page is all about your business. Your group is going to be about the topic of your practice area. So, for example, my business is called Social Firestarter. However, my group is called Lawyer Marketing. And the reason is because when someone sees lawyer marketing, they immediately say, okay, I'm a lawyer, I'm interested in marketing myself, I'm going to join the lawyer marketing group. If you're a divorce attorney and someone that's going through a divorce sees Smith Law Firm Group, they're not going to go into that. However, if there's Ask a Divorce Attorney or Ask a California Divorce Attorney, that Facebook group, they'll probably join that because they probably have questions, and that's kind of the idea. What you want to do is you want to name the group the subject of or the topic of the group. So you don't want to do Smith Law Firm. You want to do construction accident workers' rights in California, or Ask a California Divorce Attorney, or estate planning tips for seniors, different things like that that are going to actually entice somebody who's interested in joining the group to join the group. Now, once you have your group set up, you're going to create a landing page. And on the landing page, you're going to put the ebook. So and then once they download the ebook, once they download the ebook, they're going to, hold on, let me put landing page on here. So on the landing page, there's going to be a spot for them to enter their email address. Once they enter their email address, they'll be added to your email list, but then they'll be taken to a confirmation page. On that confirmation page, there's going to be a link to your Facebook group, and it's going to say join the Facebook group. So now that you have your required assets, you're going to run a Facebook advertising campaign advertising your ebook. Okay, and I apologize for my handwriting there. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a Facebook advertising campaign that's going to advertise your ebook. And it's not going to talk about your law firm. It's not going to talk about anything like that. It's just going to talk about your ebook. It's going to push whatever the title of the ebook is, and you're going to, when you target on Facebook, you're going to target your ideal client that would be interested in reading that ebook. So you'll obviously target your city, state, location. Maybe if you have a zip code, you can do a certain radius. Now, like I said, once they download the ebook, they're going to be directed to join the group. So, on the landing page, there's going to be a button that says congratulations, your ebook is on the way. And then I typically put on mine, I put next step, or I'll say step 2, join the Facebook marketing group. Or for me, it's the lawyer marketing group. But for you, it can be step 2, join the California Divorce Lawyers Facebook group. Or step 2, join the Ask a Texas Bankruptcy Attorney Facebook group. And there's going to be a button there that's actually going to direct them to the group. Now, I have a free landing page template that you can use. All you have to do is change your logo, change the link that the group goes to, and upload the ebook, and you can use that. It's totally 100% free. It is in ClickFunnels. There's a monthly subscription to ClickFunnels, which is I think $97, but it's totally worth it. And if you're going to be running a campaign like this, you're going to have to use a landing page. But I promise you, this process works very well. Now, once you're building daily content, and the Facebook ads are going to be constantly running and running and running, and what's going to happen is your group is going to start growing. Now, it's going to start growing slowly, and this is the most difficult part of this entire thing, and it was the hardest part for me, and it's going to be the hardest part for you. But you need to create daily content. And this is going to be very difficult, because what you need to do is from day one, even when you only have 3 people in your group, you need to create daily content. And that daily content needs to be something that's going to create value. One tip is that I don't ever sell anything inside of my group. I don't have to. All I do is I focus on creating the absolute best content that's going to make me appear as the authority on law firm marketing. So that's what you need to do. You need to create content in your group on a daily basis that is going to make you appear as the authority on bankruptcy in Texas, or divorce in Orange County, California, or personal injury in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, a lot of people are kind of like, well, I don't know what kind of content to create. I don't have time to create content, anything like that. Well, that's not true. I thought that as well. But what I found is that it only takes just a couple minutes. And the reason is because everybody has an amazing video camera in their pocket. Right here. It's an iPhone. My iPhone shoots 4K video. I'm sure your iPhone shoots 4K video as well. And if you have an Android, they're just as good. So all you have to do is create content every day, and that content can just be a video. All it has to be is you can make a list of frequently asked questions that clients typically ask you, and then every day create a video of you answering one of those questions, or tell a story about a recent event that either you heard about or something that happened to a client. Obviously change the details so you're not going to violate any confidentiality, but different things like that can all be ways that you can create content. Another way that you can create content is you can do what Gary Vaynerchuk says, and that's to document rather than create. So what you can do is you can just take a picture walking into the courthouse and say, going to the courthouse for a trial today, wish me luck, different things like that. Another thing you can do is you can comment on live events. There's literally no end to the amount of content that you can create if you really just think about it. Now, here's the difficult part though. You have to be consistent about it. When I first started my group, I added 3 or 4 people in there before I actually started my Facebook ads and started running my ads for my ebook. But so what happened was I was creating content, and really nobody was watching it. Nobody was liking it. I think my mom liked a few posts, so that was really good. But once you power through that, what you're going to realize is that the posts that you create initially, especially if you don't feel like you're great on camera, you're going to be getting all those bad posts out of the way. And honestly, look at me. I've been stumbling through this entire video. I'm horrible on camera, and I can do this. I guarantee you 99% of you are better than I am on camera. I'm not very good. I got horrible handwriting. I probably spelled something wrong in my video here, but I'm doing it. If I can do it, you can do it too. Now, this method works extremely well, and anyone that actually takes the time to do this and actually makes the commitment to do this. And like I said, it doesn't take a lot of time, and I can tell you from experience, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I do this myself. I create content, it takes me 5, maybe 10 minutes a day. I know you have 5 or 10 minutes a day. There's just no question in my mind. A lot of you are tech savvy, and basically, based on this information I gave you, can pretty much figure out how to do this on your own. However, some of you might need some additional training. This Thursday, I'm going to be creating a live webinar, and I'm actually going to create a product where I'm going to walk through this entire step-by-step process. Everything on here I'm going to go through. It's going to be on my computer over the shoulder. You'll see exactly how I set up a Facebook marketing influencer campaign, start to finish. I'm also going to add in some additional features such as how I build my email autoresponders into this, and also how I incorporate YouTube. Now, I'm going to sell this product for $37 once it comes out, once it's released. However, if you want to sign up and you want to be part of the live training that I'm going to do this Thursday, I'm only going to charge $14. And the other benefit is that you'll be able to ask any questions that you have live during the video chat. So again, this is the best strategy. There is no, if you only use if you only use this strategy and no other strategy for your marketing, you will have success. You will get clients. Like I said, it's working for me. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I've only got 200 members in my group, and I'm already becoming the authority, and it's growing every day. The other great part about this is that as you start getting members and as you start getting good feedback, you actually start to enjoy doing it. You start enjoying the fact that you talk to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I use your method. And for me anyway, I say I use your method and I got 2 new clients or different things like that. So again, if you're interested in learning and seeing step-by-step how to do this, there's going to be a link in the description below. The link in the description below is going to have the training for the live. It's going to have the link where you can sign up for the live training that we're going to do on Thursday. It's also going to have a link where you can download the free template for your landing page. All you need to do, like I said, upload your logo, change some of the links, and then you should be good to go. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments below, and we will talk to you soon.